Hello, potato. Today we're getting all dressed up with only the void space to go. Well, I mean, I'm not getting dressed up. I'm wearing the same schlubby things I'm always wearing when I record, which is part of why I'm behind the camera and not on this side of it. But while I'm not getting dressed up, today's food items are, because today we're trying two different kinds of I guess, Canadian flavor of crisp. From Lay's, we have all dressed flavored potato chips, and from Pringles we have all dressed flavored potato crisps. Remembering, of course, that Pringles cannot legally be called potato chips. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I have had all dressed flavor before. Ruffles has had an all dressed flavor on and off for years, and I've had that not numerous times, but a few times, and quite enjoyed it. And to my understanding, so these are Canadian flavor, and I guess the American equivalent is supposedly those prison chips, the whole shebang, which is supposed to be a very similar thing. I've never had those though, so I can't really speak to it, but that is my understanding, is they're similar to those chips you can get in prison. But I've never been in prison and have never had the opportunity to try them. I know you can get them out of prison too. I guess you can like order them on Amazon or whatever. But I've just never bothered to do that. I want to say I've looked and they were like prohibitively expensive for being chips sold to inmates. Which, to be fair, I think when they sell them to inmates, they're also prohibitively expensive. But also, these are not the same as ketchup chips. I know it's another like big Canadian flavor is the ketchup chip, and that's not the same as this, is my understanding. Any Canadians out there can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, if this is what ketchup chips are. Okay, but it seems like there's a lot of emphasis on vinegar here that I wouldn't expect in a ketchup chip. So apparently this is the year we're going to see all dressed flavored things. Maybe that's going to be the flavor of the summer. I wouldn't mind it because I've had the Ruffles before and they were pretty good. But yeah, I saw these in the store, all dressed Pringles with tomato, onion, and vinegar flavors, naturally and artificially flavored, con sabor natural y artificial. And they are 150 calories for 14 crisps and 10% of daily sodium, 1 gram of protein. They contain dried potatoes, vegetable oil, dedroné cornmeal, rice flour, maltodextrin, mono, and diglycerides. Here we go, less than 2%. We have some molasses in there, MSG, sour cream, onion powder, malic acid, garlic powder, vinegar solids, paprika extract for color. All right, so that's those. And then on the Lay's side, it says it's all the best Lay's flavors in one bite, which kind of goes along with the idea of the whole shebang. It's supposed to be like an everything flavored chip. But it does say it's a Canadian, that didn't work, a Canadian favorite flavor, or flavorite. All dressed, tastes like your favorite Lay's flavors. Savory, like Lay's sour cream and onion. Tangy, like Lay's salt and vinegar. And sweet, like Lay's barbecue. Nobody does a flavor like Lay's. These are 150 calories per serving, which is about 16 chips. 6% daily sodium, so less sodium, and more protein at 2 grams of protein. And they also contain potatoes and vegetable oil. And what do we have for flavors? We have salt, vinegar, yeast extract, tortilla yeast, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika extract for color, lactic acid. No artificial flavors, guaranteed fresh by, what's the sell by on this? August the 12th, so well in date. What's the sell by on this? July 16th of 2026. So very much well in date because they got that better seal on it. Which is kind of ironic because those go like stale in like 30 seconds. But let's crack them open and give them a try. Let's open up the Lay's first. I was surprised that I saw these on the shelf, but I mean, I couldn't pass them because I've tried the Ruffles before. The Ruffles were good. And so I'm guessing it's going to be a very similar flavor to the Ruffles because Ruffles are also made by Frito-Lay, who makes, you know, Lay's. And then let's try our Pringles here. Once you pop, you can't stop, but you have to be able to pop first. And let's just grab a few of those just to look at and maybe eat some. And then put the lid back on so they don't go instantly stale. Right, so here are our crisps and chips. We'll just call them all crisps. Why not? Although I guess wasn't there an issue in the UK with calling these crisps? Because crisps are what we call chips, and these aren't technically legally here chips, and therefore couldn't be called crisps there, something like that. Like they're like just a potato snack there, I think. I could be wrong. I could be making it all up. I don't know. I could also be repeating myself. I may have said these before. So looks like the Lay's chips are a little darker from, I'm going to say the seasoning, not so much from the frying. I mean, Pringles are always a little pale. A little pale. But I'm going to say looks like the Lay's might be a little bit more seasoned. Smell a little vinegary, but also savory. Not bad. Do we get any scent off of these? Oh, those smell like Pringles. Those just have that Pringle smell. You know that Pringle smell that's kind of potatoey, but like lighter, because it's lacking the oil of a potato chip. Sniffing the can, though. Do they smell the same? I can smell the flavor when I sniff the can. The thing is that they both have the distinct smell of their own, like, being. Those do smell predominantly of Pringles, and those do smell predominantly of oil-fried potato chips. So they don't smell the same, but I think that's largely down to the actual chip itself and not to the flavoring on it. So I guess nothing new but try them. Let's try ourselves a Lay's. The first flavor I get is barbecue. Actually, the only flavor I'm getting is barbecue. Let me try again. I'm getting a little sour cream in there. I'm not getting the vinegar. I really thought the vinegar would come through on this, and it's really not. I was expecting more vinegar, like a tangier vinegary flavor. They're not bad. I would say they do taste fairly similar to the Ruffles ones. I haven't had them in a while. But I do want to say that is very similar to the flavor of the Ruffles. It's not bad. It's a good flavor. I honestly am a little disappointed, and I'm not a big fan of vinegar crisps, but I'm a little disappointed about the lack of vinegriness in this. I was expecting more vinegar. Well, let's check out the Pringles. Pringles, I mean, it shows the vinegar right on the tin, along with onion and tomato. So let's try one of those. It's a little more acidic. I'm not gonna say vinegary though, but acidic. Could be from the tomato. It doesn't taste instantly of barbecue. This tasted very much of barbecue to start with. These don't taste like barbecue chips. They definitely taste different. I'm not really prepared to say better or worse, but they do taste different. They're a little more, there's a little more like acidic, a little more tang in the swallow. It doesn't do much on the tongue. These do seem, and I've run into this recently with other Pringles flavors as well, they seem very underseasoned. Like there should be a lot more of the seasoning powder on here. And I think that's really, Pringles is really letting itself down with underseasoned chips. So once we have that with the Barbacoa Hot Ones Pringles, were very underseasoned compared to the Rojo and the Verde. And as a result, it takes more of those to get like any like real feel of heat, at least for me, out of them. And the same thing here, this needs more seasoning. It doesn't taste just like a plain Pringle or anything, but yeah, it's a little bit of a letdown. It's not exactly bursting with flavor. The flavor's there, but it's definitely, there's no bursting in my mouth, especially when you have it side by side with one of these. These have a lot more flavor. Of course, they have They have a firmer, like more immediate crisp crunch to them. These have more of a little bit softer crunch. But these are a lot more flavorful. And while I'm not generally a huge fan of potato chips, like I prefer like tortilla chips, like Doritos, I think I do like these ones better. Even though they were a little tangier, the flavor is stronger. The flavor stays around a little bit more. The flavor on these is fleeting. It's light, it's fleeting, it kind of goes away, it doesn't stick around. They're a little tangier, but they're just not as flavorful. I think if these had the same flavor strength as these did, I probably would like these better, but they don't. And I can't just say I like something because if it were better, I would like it more, which is, I mean, true of anything, right? If it was better, I'd like it more. Yeah, between the two, the one I would buy again would be the Lay's. Although honestly, I should go look and see if they sell the Ruffles, since if we're getting not one but two new all-dressed flavors this summer, maybe Ruffles All Dressed will also be back at the Megalomart. I'll have to take a look. But that won't be a video because I've had those before. So there we have it, 2 packets of crisps, all dressed for the summer. And yeah, Lay's definitely wins. Stronger flavor. Not necessarily better flavor, but stronger flavor, and that counts for a lot. But have you tried either of these? Have you tried the Ruffles? Have you tried actual proper Canadian all-dressed chips and these? And can tell me what the differences between them are. And have you tried the whole shebang? Why not? Again, my understanding is that's supposed to be kind of an everything flavor like this, but of course you wouldn't want to call it everything, because when you call something everything flavor, we do all immediately think everything bagel, and that's definitely not what this is. But have you tried any of these all-dressed chips, Canadian ones, American ones? What did you think? Which ones are better? Let me know in the comments below. But I hope you found this all interesting or entertaining. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.